I don't plan this, but it seems that every Sunday I always record listening to Joni Mitchell. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something like in the back of my subconscious, but I feel like Sundays are just perfect days to listen to Joni Mitchell. I don't know what it is. What's going on, everyone? My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Joni Mitchell with her songs, two songs actually. We're listening to Troubled Child and Twisted. This is off of her album Court, and Spark released in 1974. You guys had told me to make sure to listen to these two songs together, so I have done so and will do so. Hey, hope you're having an absolutely lovely day today. For some reason, we have a cold snap here, so it's cold. I don't know why, but it is. So I hope the weather is well wherever you are. You can join me on Twitter and in the comments down below. Now let's do it. This is Joni Mitchell with Trouble Child leading into Twisted.
Sterilized room where they let you be lazy, knowing your attitude's all wrong and you gotta change, and that's not easy. Dragon shining with all values known, dazzling you, keeping you from your own. To defy him when you're this weak and this spacey. So what are you gonna do about it? You can't live life and you can't leave it. Advice and religion, you can't take it. You can't seem to believe it. Peacock is afraid to parade. You're under the thumb of the maid. You really can't give love in this condition. Still you know how you need it. They open and close you, then they talk like they know you. They don't know you. They're friends and they're troubled child, breaking like the waves at Malibu. Why does it come as such a shock to know you really have no one? Only a river of changing faces looking for an ocean. They trickle through your leaky plans, another dream over the dam. Your right to be human is going over too. Well, some are gonna knock you, and some will try and clock you. You know, it's really hard to talk sense to you. Troubled child, breaking like the analyst told me that I was right out of my head, the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than live. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along that he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not, don't know. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head. He said I need treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I was the type that was most inclined, when out of his sight, to be out of my mind. And he thought I was nuts. No more ifs or ands or buts. They say as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas, but I knew what was happening. I knew I was a genius. What's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant to be. Now I heard little children were supposed to sleep tight. That's why I got into the vodka one night. My parents got frantic, didn't know what to do, but I saw some crazy scenes before I came to. Now do you think I was crazy? I may have been only 3, but I was swinging. They all laugh at angry young men. They all laugh at Edison and also at Einstein. So why should I feel sorry if they just couldn't understand the idiomatic logic that went on in my head? I had a brain, it was insane. Oh, they used to laugh at me when I refused to ride on all those double-decker buses, all because there was no driver on the top.
What, no driver on the top?
Man, the chick is twisted, crazy, oop-shooby, here Flip City.
My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead, because I have got a thing that's unique and new. To prove it, I'll have the last laugh on you, cause instead of one head, I got 2. And you know 2 heads are better than one.
What a way to end the album. Like, I had no idea that we were going to hear something like that, especially with Twisted. Like, see, the thing is, throughout this whole album, there is obviously a jazzy side to the whole thing. I mean, you really get that a lot. But, I mean, she turned it up on Trouble Child. She turned it up a little bit, but then she, like, just broke the knob when we moved into Twisted. That was so cool and interesting to hear her in that style, which was much more akin to like a vocal jazz, a vocal standard kind of sound. That was really cool to hear her do that. And she like whipped it out so cleverly. As always, her lyrics are very clever in the way that she, writes especially, but her delivery as well. Now, thank you guys for letting me know to do these last 2 songs together, because the lyrics make sense. Because of Trouble Child, I actually had a different idea of it before, but now moving into Twisted, the lyrics and the story, they come together. So that's really cool how these 2 songs kind of work together with the overall story and the musical narrative as well, because whereas Trouble Child started off, yes, on a jazzy footing, this one just ran straight into it. That was really cool to hear. The bass playing in Twisted was really nice. The horns were good as well, but of course Joni's the focus in there. And what a focus she is. I mean, she just dances skillfully around the stage. She sounds confident in her approach to this style of jazz. She sounds like Joni doing jazz, which is, to me, a high praise. It's not a cheap shot. This is like her excelling in the style that, I don't know how much she's been at this point doing songs like this or anything like that. But at least to me, with new ears, this sounds fresh, it sounds polished, it sounds refined, and it sounds good. All right, I want to talk about the riff in Trouble Child. That riff, it sounds like a kind of soul riff, right? Like it's getting towards jazz, but it's almost more soul. I love that because you can imagine, at least for me, I just imagine like walking down the city streets, but like walking down the city streets, There's a wonderfully urban feel about the music in Trouble Child, which is just so refreshing to hear in an album like this. Woo, and the way that Joni just swims within that riff. The song opens up in the first half of the verse before going back into that. That's really cool. And everything is sung with such emotion and such feeling. I do want to talk about the lyrics really quick because I do feel like that is very important with these 2 songs. So with Trouble Child and reading about it, I mean, it's basically talking about a troubled child. spoken from the point of view, like a third person point of view. Like, for example, the lyrics, they open and close you. Then they talk like they know you. They don't know you. So we're kind of getting someone else's observations on how the troubled child and how everyone else, their relationship, their communication, or lack thereof. They open and close you, then they talk to you like they know you. They don't know you. They're friends and they're foes too. Troubled child breaking the waves at Malibu. So these people are trying to talk to this troubled child. They're trying to open up to the kid. They're trying to close the kid and perhaps stop them from doing something. They act like they know the child. They're speaking like they know the child, but in reality they don't. They don't understand them. And I like the last line, breaking like the waves at Malibu. Malibu, I haven't been, but I've heard of it and I've seen pictures. Sounds like a pretty beautiful place. So breaking like the waves of Malibu, the child may feel like they're breaking, but the child is also beautiful in who they are. So why does it come as such a shock to know you really have no one? Only a river of changing faces, looking for an ocean. They trickle through your leaky plans, another dream over the dam. And you're lying in some room feeling like your right to be human is going over too. Well, some are going to knock you. This is like an advice at the end of the song. Some are going to knock you and some will try to clock you. You know it's really hard to talk sense to you. Troubled child breaking like the waves of Malibu. So at first I was really thinking like this is just about some random child, right? But upon listening to the following song, I'm getting the idea that this is really Joni talking about herself, talking about her growing up and perhaps like she felt that no one understood her at a young age and that she knew that she was different at a younger age. Really, really, really cool to be able to like talk about yourself kind of autobiographical, examine yourself from a different point of view. That will lead to further understanding of who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Now, I'm not 100% sure if these songs are about Joni, but that's at least what I feel. And what an awesome transition into the following song. Picking everything up completely, like 100%. And the lyrics in Twisted, my analyst told me that I was right out of my head. The way he described it, he said I'd be better dead than live. I don't listen to his jive. I knew all along that he was wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. Oh no. So it's like the same situation that we heard in Trouble Child, which is why I'm thinking that perhaps it was about Joni herself. You know, another person that doesn't understand her, another person that's not really listening to her or giving her the things that she needs to hear. One of the funniest lines, he said I was the type that was most inclined when out of his sight to be out of his mind. He thought I was nuts. No more ifs or ends or buts. He said that when she's not in front of him, he's not even thinking about her. That shows the lack of care, right? Like, he's supposed to have a personal investment if he's her therapist or counselor or whatever position he may be in, doctor. He's supposed to, yes, be thinking about her when she's not right in front of him. But he says, as soon as you're gone, I forget about you. So these are the kind of people that have been around Joni and who don't understand her. They say as a child I appeared a bit wild with all my crazy ideas, but I knew what was happening. I knew I was genius. What's so strange when you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant to be. So once again, like I said, she understood who she was at a very young age. And she kind of jokes with that because she mentions vodka and how little children are supposed to sleep at night. So for her to sleep, it was vodka one night. And then she compares herself with other geniuses such as Edison and Einstein. And I mean, she is definitely a musical and lyrical genius. So I can't I can't disagree with that. And then the last lines where she's talking to the doctor again, she says, my analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead. Because I have got a thing that's unique and new. To prove it, I'll have the last laugh on you. Because instead of one head, I got 2. And you know 2 heads are better than 1. What I'm thinking is that she's almost saying, yes, I am crazy in a capacity. But that's what makes me the genius I am. That's what gives me the creativity that I have. That's who makes me me. And my 2 heads, because you call me crazy, my 2 heads are better than your 1 head. She's throwing out fire and facts at the same time. What a brilliantly jazzy send-off to end the album, to end our journey, at least with Court and Spark. I would love to know what you guys thought of these two songs. You can join me on Twitter in the comments down below. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.